my name is Raina York and I'm doing a video response to an essay question assignment we had for kitchen management for Chef Andrews. So the question we had was, in our restaurant, how would you determine who you will order your food from, and what systems would you put in place to ensure that you always have products that you require to operate your business? So first, to determine who I will order my food from, I would do my research, mostly in the big corporate companies like GFS or Cisco, and I would see their consistency, their quality in food, and also their time. You want to always make sure their timing is correct. I would also make sure to see who their suppliers were, because if they do local farms, that would be great. Everybody supports local farms, but you don't want anyone who uses harmful pesticides and can always end up back in your food, because if they can't track who they got it from, then really you're in the shit. Next, to run a smooth restaurant and system, you would need a very strong backbone in the receiving end. You would need someone who doesn't just write off things because they're busy and put them to the side. You need someone who needs the time to check the list, check the packaging for tears, check that everything was stored properly. If it needs to be refrigerated, that it's on ice, self-draining ice, draining ice. If it's a protein, you want to make sure there's no mold, no rotten foods. You got to make sure it's on time, because this can all deal with your menu. It can all impact it. Let's say you don't get your main ingredient, a salmon, for your menu. That's salmon you don't have for the night, and it screws you over. So you always want to have backup at least too. Make sure you're comfortable with your provider, comfortable with your receiving end fan. Honestly, I would make it a whole job just for that. I wouldn't just have it any other cook being a receiver. I would want one person who all he does is the receiving, so I would have him organize everything in the back room, all dry ingredients organized, all refrigerator things put away, because everything needs to be put away, and he needs to also make sure that we don't over order things. You don't want to have too much and it going bad before you're even using it. And you don't want to under order, because then you won't have food for service. Another thing I would put in place for a healthy system would be always making sure you use your credits. Like, building a healthy relationship with your provider is really important. I was told in class how if you made the mistake and you ordered too much of something and you didn't have it happen often, if you're on good terms with your provider, they will sometimes take it back and take it off your check. Not check, but your payment. But if you're consistently messing up on your end and over ordering, then that's really your own fault. So you have to make sure you know what ingredients you need for the next day, and make sure you check your inventory too. Or, like I said before, have one person who does it all for you. Another thing you want to do too is make sure your prices are right. Sometimes they can overprice you. They might not even have the right, like, for example, if you order a sirloin steak and you ordered ones that were 6-ounce portions and they gave you a whole bunch of 5-ounce or mismatched 4-ounce, you want to make sure the weight is too, because anyone can just write the number there is on there. So make sure you check all that too. I think that's really all I have to say on that matter, and thank you.